I would like to call the meeting to order. Sarah, would you please take roll?
Commissioner Kelly?
Here.
Commissioner Oakes?
Here.
Commissioner Chamberlain?
Here.
And Commissioner Kipp and Siegfried are absent.
All right. First, I would like to announce that today's agenda has been modified as a result of an applicant withdrawing their conditional use permit application for a cannabis micro business at 243 3rd Street North. So if you're here for that, there is no hearing. If any members of the public are watching or in attendance regarding this application, please know that the Planning Commission will no longer be considering this item on tonight's agenda. Okay, next, approval of the minutes. If anyone is here for that and wants to leave, you don't have to wait. All right, is there any discussion of the August 11th, 2025 regular meeting minutes? If not, is there a motion to approve?
I move to approve.
Second.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. Okay, next is the public hearing to consider a conditional use permit for an interim use to allow St. Croix Marine Services to operate a boat marine detailing business at 510 Peril Creek Drive, submitted by property owner Siegfried Construction. Sarah, would you please present this item?
Thank you, Madam Chair. The property is zoned E1 limited business and is surrounded by a mixture of single and multi-family residential, as well as the Bayport Marina and Waterford condominiums, and also some remnant vacant land parcels. Siegfried Construction has operated at the property since 1967 and was issued a conditional use permit in 1998 to continue to use the property under specific conditions. As proposed, applicant Tim Siegfried is proposing to retain ownership of the property and lease the site to two separate entities. Neo Electrical will operate under the existing CUP, using the north building for cold storage and the south outdoor storage area for electrical, construction equipment, and supplies consistent with Siegfried Construction operations. There will be no on-site contact with customers, only employees accessing the site for equipment and supplies. The application being considered tonight is a conditional use permit for an interim use to allow St. Croix Marine Services to operate a boat and marine detailing business on site. The south building will be used for indoor detailing and the outdoor storage area for staging before and after the boat detailing. Services will be provided by appointment, weekdays 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The scope of the cosmetic detailing services includes protecting and maintaining watercraft appearance, such as cleaning, buffing, waxing, etc., as well as shrink wrapping for winter storage off-site of this property. No type of mechanical, electrical, plumbing, or similar repair or replacement activity will be allowed. All activity will be conducted inside the building, with the exception of staging up to 3 watercraft in the outdoor storage area for up to 1 week. To bring the property into compliance with the existing conditional use permit, the applicant will be replacing all fencing on the property, as well as removing all materials stored behind the existing buildings and in the outdoor storage area. Areas previously consisting of sod and landscaping, which have been disturbed by the outdoor storage, will be restored to mitigate excess impervious coverage on site. And this includes restoration of a 10-foot sod buffer along the east property line, which is outlined in green on the diagram here. Also, 2 additional parking stalls will be installed on the front or side of the south building to accommodate employee and customer parking for marine services. The interim use concept was presented to the City Council on August 4th of this year. Following discussion, the City Council expressed support for the 2 uses on the site, noting the parcel exceeds the minimum lot area to support both Neo Electrical and Marine Services. Site improvements will enhance the property and reasonable conditions will regulate the uses. For the record, notice of tonight's public hearing was mailed to all property owners within 350 feet of the subject property and published in the Stillwater Gazette on August 22nd. The city did receive a public comment requesting the Planning Commission consider restricting traffic related to this property to 3rd Street South as opposed to Peril Creek Drive. And I'll defer to City Administrator Klein and Public Works Director Hansen to offer comments related to that request following tonight's public hearing. Based on findings in the staff report, the Planning Commission is asked to provide a recommendation to the City Council on this application. At this time, staff recommends opening the public hearing. Following the public hearing, staff and the applicant will be happy to answer any questions from the Planning Commission.
Thank you, Sarah. All right, I would like to open the public hearing and invite anyone wishing to comment to come forward to the podium. Please state your name and street address for the record.
Good evening, I'm Becky Dibble at 479 Mariner Drive. I'm here with my husband and many neighbors. We live within probably 30 yards of this property. And we would love some answers to the following questions. How will this proposed business be a good neighbor with regards to noise, light, air quality, smells, runoff, garbage and junk? We are seeing junk outside of the fence that's being built. And I believe you said they've been out of compliance. So that's a concern also. Pollutants, trees and shrubs. Wondering if the owners can add some trees and shrubs between their property and their neighbors, their residential neighbors. Currently, there's a dirt road in front of the business, wondering if it can be paved. Concerns about the traffic, and I heard something said about 3rd Avenue South, which is also residential, but I'm concerned if the trucks and boats were coming on 95 and 5th Avenue South, that intersection is already very dangerous. So I don't think that would be a good route for their customers to use. It's an uncontrolled intersection, and there's lots of passing on the shoulder, and it's not safe. So I would hate to see additional traffic added to that poorly controlled intersection. And I think you described, I'm not sure what interim use means. And you did a good job describing the business and the hours of operation. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Can I just ask you a quick question? So looking at the picture, is it the railroad tracks is between you and where your address is located and this business? Is that right?
Property tracks Waterford. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Are there any other comments? Okay, then I would move to close the public hearing. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, at this time, I would like to entertain further discussion or questions from the Planning Commission. Do any of you have questions or? So is my understanding about the interim use permit that this business has already been starting to work or to exist on that use?
Madam Chair, no, the proposal is in front of you tonight to allow this interim use.
Oh.
The B1 limited district has a very narrow scope of permitted uses and conditional uses. Interim use is sort of a category to allow a business on a trial basis, so to speak, to see if it would be a good fit for the surrounding neighborhood. And this is the best fit that staff could come up with for proposing to try this on a limited basis to see if it would be a good fit. We are recommending a review within 1 year of issuance of this permit to review the conditions and feedback from the adjacent neighborhood. Hopefully that addresses your question.
Thank you for clearing that up.
I have a follow-up question. Do we have an understanding of the estimated business volume? We have the hours, right? So, and we have to know how many boats can be on site and can fit, and the estimate of about 3, and where they'll be at night and during the day. That all helps, but just the turnover, business volume. Do we have an understanding of that?
Commissioner Oakes, I'd like to introduce the applicant, Tim Siegfried, and he can answer some of those questions as well as those raised about being a good neighbor and his plans for the property.
Tim Siegfried here. As far as the marine business goes, I have talked to the proprietor of that business. He figures on a high week basis, there may be 2 boats come and go out of there during the summer. Most of the time, there won't be any boats coming and going out of there out of the summer. When we were operating out of there in the morning, we would come and go with, there might be 6, 8, 10 trucks coming and going from 6 to 7:30, 8 o'clock. And then intermittently during the day, St. Croix Marine Services, he'll be in and out of there with maybe 2, 3 vehicles. During the day, they typically come in the morning, provision their truck, then they go out to the marinas, Bayport Marina, Aft, and Sunnyside, or on private sites, and do the boat detailing on site. So it's more of a basis of an centralized operation for him out of there. And as far as boats, there's no long-term boat storage at all. There might intermittently be 1 or 2 boats there for a very, with a limited time basis, and that will be in the fenced-in area. So the traffic will go down. It's a little hectic there right now with the fence going on, and we're cleaning up our mess, I'll call it, and getting everything kind of up to date.
Yeah.
So is that sort of to suggest that the amount of traffic will go down?
Yes.
And it transitions?
Yeah, the
fully
amount of
to
traffic
this
should go
business?
down.
Okay.
And the Neo Electric is not running their business out of there. They're just using it as a site for storage. They have a headquarters in Hudson, and that is just a little hectic now as they're getting some stuff brought in there.
That's helpful. Okay.
Yeah, so did I hear you correctly that kind of the 2 uses that would be there is approximately a little bit less traffic than when you had a construction business running out of there? Okay.
Yeah. And then there won't be much day-to-day activity there as far as stuff going on outside, which we had some days, sometimes not. But as far as traffic in the morning and in the afternoon, as far as trucks coming and going, there should be less. There shouldn't be any real delivery trucks or tractor trailers coming in there. I know we did every now and then we'd get deliveries there with straight trucks or truck and trailers, and I don't think will be happening. So, and then we'll restore back what we had to cut down to do the fence.
You had mentioned the proprietor, the business owner that's going to be doing the detailing services.
Yeah.
Do they have an adjacent business in the area, like storage?
They have a small garage over in Hudson, I guess. Okay. So no, they don't. Not that I'm aware of. I think they have a couple containers at the Bayport Marina. They might keep some stuff in.
Okay.
If I recall him saying that, but otherwise, I don't know that he has another business or.
Yeah, I was thinking. Yeah, thanks. I was thinking more about just movement between, if there's an established business moving back and forth between this kind of base, but there is nothing really there.
Where he is now, he's going to bring that stuff here.
Okay.
Which is towels and boat detailing stuff. Yeah.
Okay. And then the last thing, just to make sure I understand the business a little bit further, is that most of the work is done Off-site where we see all of the large boat storage.
Yeah.
There just to the east.
Yes. There will be no boat storage there. Very, it's for a few days for small boats. I think that's just if he's exchanging boats or somebody drops one off, and then that will stay in the fenced area.
And they're limited to size, like the 14 to 24 foot.
Yeah,
size.
yeah. And the building inside isn't it's spacious, but it's not very tall, so it limits the size of the boat that you could even get into the building.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's, runabouts, inflatables, stuff like that is what he thinks is what he's going to work on in there.
Okay.
So
I was wondering if you could address too the kind of the email comment we received about the traffic flow kind of to the site. You probably can't control exactly how people are getting there and whatever, but are you like communicating with people to get there a certain way?
Yeah, I just kind of heard about that, so I will communicate that with them now. Typically, our guys always came down 3rd Street and up 4th Avenue South. Some guys would come in down by the marina there, which that is I concur, we got to be very cautious there with the cars on 95, the 5th Avenue South and the marina traffic sometimes all get together there. So, but I can convey that that's the way they should come in. But as far as that, I can convey it, I can't control it.
Yeah, just looking at the map and being familiar with the area, that section on Perro Creek just north, I believe that's unpaved currently,
Yes.
right?
There was a paving project a few years ago.
Yeah.
There was a paving project a few years ago.
Planning Commissioner Oaks. The section to the north of actually Siegfried's, that section is paved. The section right in front of Siegfried's is unpaved.
Is not paved.
Right.
Yeah. But the section to the north is fairly narrow, not conducive to larger vehicles.
Right.
But I would say what's coming to the potential boat place, as Tim alluded to, is limited to the size of the garage door on there, which is only about 12 feet. So you're probably talking, like Tim said, runabouts, pontoons, different things like that, the roads around here, even the residential roads, are built to handle that type of.
Yeah. I think it's a 10-foot tall door, actually.
Okay, that's
So-
tiny.
Yeah, so it really limits what he can bring in and out of there.
So, just to ask a question off of the previous comment, what is the lighting gonna be like there? Could this business be doing detailing off hours or moving
No,
vehicles around or
the
stuff?
lighting isn't going to be any more than what we have there.
Okay.
It's just one wall pack over between the two service doors into the building, and that's all
Okay.
we're going to have there. I think there is a street light at the south, down by the triangle, but that's I think that's XL's
Yeah,
street light. Otherwise, there's no intent on putting any more lighting there. It's there's not going to be any signage added or anything like that.
all right, any other questions or comments from? All right, any discussion that we wanna have? Thank you, you can
Thank
sit
you.
down unless you wanna stand there. Anybody wanna make a motion? Are we ready for that? All right, I will move to recommend to the city council to approve a conditional use permit for an interim use to allow the St. Croix Marina Services to operate a boat marine detailing business at 510 Perro Creek Drive, subject to the finding of fact and conclusion and conditions of approval recommended by staff. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, motion carries. There is no old business, new business, or general information. Next is the open forum. The open forum is a portion of the meeting for the public to ask questions or comment on subjects related to land use that are not part of the meeting agenda. Anyone wishing to comment, please come forward, state your name and street address for the record. Seeing no, oh, I'm sorry.
I have.
Oh, I'm sorry, you gotta come up here and then say your name and address, please.
My name is Harold Radke, and I live at 521 Mariner Drive. I'm having trouble with history, and the history being 4th Avenue, Rose Creek, 5th Avenue. Some of those are 4th Avenue, I believe, has never been vacated. So it goes across the track, which never made a crossing there. There was some talking. Then there's another public street, and I don't know if those streets were ever dedicated, other than we know they're there. And the ingress and egress is been in contention with the people that live along 3rd. So I just listened, and I know Siegfried's been there a long time. So the creek is right behind the buildings. I think I'm close, right? You got the picture in front of you. I think of that. So, and also, if 4th Avenue has not been vacated, and do we have to do a little make it so it's either known and dedicated or not dedicated, or for any kind of parking? Are we going to get close to the creek in back of it? It's just it's getting to be Fifth Avenue. The Fifth Avenue, we got Fifth Avenue going this way, and about two different things. It's getting to be really a bear to get out on the Fifth Avenue side, and that splits down there and goes cross tracks into the marina there. So you got about 110 feet of width of the railroad right away. So I don't know how that works with two buildings that have been there a long time. So when we come down there, I've been testing myself, like is going down 3rd and crossing. Now we got the beginnings of some kind of a buffer with posts, and it's not a chain link fence, but that's the old wagon road, or it's been a few different names through the years. But if you're gonna look at it and you say, okay, 4th Avenue South, what is it? Is it a street? Or is it a parking parking facility? I just, when you're pulling stuff into Siegfried's facility there, it's, I think they're way back in the document someplace, there was quite an issue with traffic coming across and going down Third. And I know one of the roads is in the woods. That I don't think that never got straightened out. We just kind of ran out of gas when it got down to the end of town there. It's been fairgrounds. It's been a lot of stuff put in there. But I better quit warbling here. And so that was the only thing. Is if we're going to define what they are, that's fine, or just leave it like we've left it for 100 years of being different Boy Scout in different areas where the marina is. Anyway, thank you. Thank you for listening.
Any other comments in the open forum? No? Okay, that concludes the business on tonight's agenda. Do I hear a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Move to adjourn.
I second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, everyone, for coming tonight.